Welcome, everyone, to Friday's Inspiration. Kimberly Sherry, International Energy Healer here. I've got a great surprise for you today. And I'm going to be showing you the inside of my tiny home today. But first, we are talking about the 5 tips to access your spirit of adventure. I know I'm certainly been on an adventure, and I am so excited to be doing this live from my van today. You're all, what? How is she doing this? So today, and so great to see all of you here. We have Castro Valley, we have south of France, we have London, Virginia Beach. And just so you know, Natalie, today we are just talking about this particular subject. I'm going to be doing a big, massive MediClearing on the subject we're talking about. But come back Tuesday if you have personal questions, and we can help your sister then. Just make sure she has your permission, or we have her permission to be able to work on her. All right. So today, yes, I'm excited for this one too. What does Babs have to say? Hope everyone's doing well. Yes, we are doing great. And from Australia, Danielle, nice to have you here. And Phoenix, Arizona, going to be tapping into the unknown. Well, that's kind of an ongoing process, isn't it? Today we are talking about 5 tips to access your spirit of adventure. So, it's been a rough year, right? It's been a really rough year, and it's no surprise that things are, revving up to get difficult again. And so, how do we maintain a spirit of adventure in spite of everything that's going on? So there's going to be some few things that we're going to be talking about as far as these 5 tips go to access the spirit of adventure, where it makes life way more exciting and enjoyable and fun. However, there's 5 things that these are recommendations on how to access this inner spirit that will lead you on this adventure. So, number 1, and this is what we're going to be clearing in our MediClearing today, is we have to let go of fears. There's so many fears that stop people from pursuing their dreams, from doing something that's adventurous. Maybe they don't know how. That's a big one. People just don't know how. And so they're waiting for all the steps to, like, from beginning to end, to know the how so that they can take a next step. And really, the how is not up to us. When we lean into that fog and we take that first step, which can be a little daunting, but that first step, and then once you accomplish that, then you don't need to see the end. It's like stepping into the fog where there's one step that gets revealed, and then, oh, there's another step. And then you lean into that next step, and oh, there's another step. So, like, as you'll see with my van, is that I didn't know all the steps to the end. But what I did is I took the first step. I got a van. And so what you'll be seeing shortly is the result of following my dreams and my spirit of adventure. So I'm going to go into that story a little bit later about the whole van thing. But first, so fears. We're going to be releasing fears today. We're going to see where they're showing up and what kind of fears those are that are preventing you from stepping into your spirit of adventure. A second tip is to ask your muse. Now, your muse is a lot of people use this for artistic things. Like, they'll ask their muse, what should I write today? Or maybe an artist, what pen strokes or brush strokes should I do today? And what needs to go on the canvas? Or if you're a singer, what tones, what sounds want to come out of me today? And So the I'm looking at my notes. So amuse. So, recently I've started checking amusement in as part of our vibrational altitude report, because I know how helpful amusement, which is kind of fun levels of joy, how much that is important. But if you ask your muse, it's part of the whole amusement thing. If you ask your muse, that part of you that wants to have fun, that wants to have adventure, and you just go in and ask, like, start having a conversation with that inner part of you that wants to take you somewhere, wants you to try something new, and, maybe try this, try that. That leads me into number 3, the third tip, which is to experiment and play with doing different things and new things. So, I've always suggested in the past that when you try new things, like say going home a different way, like if you go to work every day, try going home a different way. Try having dinner for breakfast. Get up at a different time. Set your alarm for a change, or wake up naturally for a change, or do anything that's different. And so what that does is it starts to train your mind and your brain for new neural pathways. And when you start going down a new path for the first time, you kind of have to bushwhack your way, right? You've never been down this path. It feels a little awkward, maybe a little nerve-wracking. You don't know what's going to happen. Like today, I have a completely new setup today. I didn't know how that was going to work out, but you just have to keep trying new things, right? So, or maybe it's something you do all the time, but you just do it in a different way. So this is part of playing and just experimenting. There's no right or wrong, it's just information. If you find out you do something and you didn't like how it turned out, that's information. And then you can just do it differently next time, or do something else next time. So this is all just all parts of accessing the spirit of adventure. Number four, use your words to express your intentions. So whether that's writing in a journal, writing down your intentions, I'm so happy and grateful now that, and put those down in paper. Say them out loud. Maybe say them to yourself in the mirror. Tell other people. When those words go out into the universe, it starts to create some momentum, and it starts to become more realized that way. So that is another tip, is using your words to get those intentions out there, the things that you want to do, the places you want to go. We have a new moon coming up on the 8th. And while I'm thinking of it, we have also a very special event. I haven't done because I've been distracted with this. Hang on a second. I have a thing about balance because I'm Libra, so I'm trying to be in the middle here. So on August 8th, which is the new moon, we are starting again the next 21-day MediClearing. So I've been distracted with this van, getting this all squared away. Now it's squared away. And so now we keep stepping into my next step, my next adventure. It's always an adventure because I never know how it's going to turn out. I never know who's going to show up. It's always the perfect people. And so we're going to be spending 21 days doing a daily MediClearing. We'll have a post up for you for that. But on the 8th is the Lion's Gate portal. Super powerful energy. 8/8 is all about infinite possibilities. It's the new moon that day, so it's like a massively powerful day. Spirit said, okay, this is what you're doing. And it's like, okay, here we go. So next 21-day MediClearing starting August 8th. And we do have a link for you that we will be sharing. So as I was saying, on the 8th, the new moon is also a great time to start a vision board. If you've never done a vision board, great time as well. I'll be posting a link later about how to get the Dream Architect Toolkit. Although that's included in the 21 days if you want to join us, along with a bunch of other bonuses. I'm throwing in an autographed book, a gratitude journal, the Dream Architect Toolkit, and 21 days of daily MediClearing. So it's going to be super powerful. And it is called Your Next, not adventure, your next step, your next, something like that, your next step or your next level or your next something. So that's, I've forgotten already what it is. But at any rate, so that's what we're going to be doing starting August 8th. Getting back to our 5 tips to access your spirit of adventure. Number 5, and this can be an adventure in and of itself, is be open to co-creating. So here we have the vision boards on the planet. Yes, that's one place to get the vision boards. And so to be open to co-creation. So when you start co-creating, or you find someone that you want to create with, it can amplify your creations. It can make it more fun. It can make it more challenging too. But that's all part of an adventure. You never know how things are going to turn out, right? So this is one of the things that I'm doing with my dear friend Bobby, who we are going to be co-creating something ourselves. And so it's always fun when you can do this with someone else and do a co-creation. Let's see what kind of questions you guys have for today. We have our vision board thing up, and let's see what we got here. Great. And for those of you who want to continue practicing, who want to join us, is that what this is? Your next breakthrough. That's what it was. I knew it was better than your next level. So your next breakthrough, this is what we're going to be starting on August 8th. So if you want to join us, please do. It's going to be amazing. That's always a next step, next level for everyone. So if you've been enjoying coming here, getting these MediClearings, we're going to be doing it every single day. You can't help but expand and break through something. So please join us. And Angelica, my lovely new assistant, is here from the Philippines. So thank you for watching, Angela. Okay, so let's get started. Today we're going to be clearing, and then I'll give you a peek into my new tiny home. You're going to love it. It's amazing. We're going to be clearing some fear, and we're going to be clearing the heart space, because the heart is really, that's where our muse lives. When we go to ask our muse, well, what should we do? What would you like to do, muse? How would you be amused? And go to your heart. This is where your muse is, and just ask, see what he or she has to say. So we're going to be clearing the heart. We're also going to be measuring our creative energy. We're going to be clearing the creative channels. For women, those run through the ovaries, and for men, it runs through your testicles. So we're going to be clearing all of those energies. We're going to be clearing the second chakra. This is like the seat of where things get created. This is where babies get created, right? So we're going to make sure our second chakra is nice and clear. There's some rage. I checked on this a little earlier. There's some rage in some of your second chakras. And so we really want to make sure we clear that, because we don't want to be creating through this anger and through this rage. Otherwise, our creations are off. We don't want that, right? So let's measure our creative energy right now. And something else, our creative energy, our amusement. I'm really amused today. It's because I'm glad I finally got this thing done. My mom used to do this. She would throw a party to get her house clean. That's why I told you guys, okay, I'm going to show you on Friday's inspiration. So then I would have a deadline. I'd finish it. Okay, let's measure our creative energy. So overall, right now, it's only at 50%. So your amusement is at also only at 50%. So we're also going to raise that and make that full blast of amusement. Okay, so let's get started with the process that we're doing here today, which is called running your energy. So this is the process that we do every day on a daily basis, and it's what clears the lower vibrating energies to help elevate you into the higher frequencies where all your dreams and desires already live. They already exist there. So this is what we're doing here. And we're going to get started by getting ultra grounded. So before we get started, let me just check if there's any questions. Ambrish, we're entertaining personal questions on Tuesday. So today we have a specific topic that we're talking about, which is the 5 tips on how to access your spirit of adventure. And so that's what we're going to be doing clearing on. Thank you, Oliver. We love you too. When I say we, my entourage. So, and one last thing, I'm just so excited and getting distracted by everything, is that when I was clearing out my storage unit, I found this. If you can see it here, this is something I used to do as an iridologist. I had a little business called Body Windows, and I would do these iridology readings, which is reading the iris of your eye, and it had a little chart inside where it'd fill everything out. So I'm still kind of doing the same method of filling things out, but on the back it has the date that I did this, which was, you can see that, 1979. So I've been in the healing arts for more than 40 years doing this stuff. So I love it. And so here we go again. We're still going. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with getting ultra grounded. We're going to put down that grounding cord from the base of your spine all the way to the center of the planet. So I'm just in the background here, making sure that you're actually getting clear. You're clearing the energies that I'm talking about. Okay, great. And also tap into and notice how you're feeling now before we get started, because you're going to use this as a comparison point to where we are when we're all done, because you're going to feel different. So we're getting ultra grounded, and then next we're going to send those roots down from our feet. So they're going to go down from the bottoms of our feet deep into the earth, and it's going to go all the way through to the other side of the planet. Like, send those roots all the way. This is getting ultra grounded. And then you're going to wrap those roots around the entire planet. And then we're going to bring that energy up through the legs now. Abundant, feminine, earth energy up through the legs. And then when it gets to the top of your legs, it's going to go through and down the grounding cord. So you have those 2 loops of energy up the up your legs, down the grounding cord. Okay, great. And this is how we're getting ultra grounded. Okay, good. And then we're going to check and see if there's a worry circle out to, yes, it's out to the 3rd layer. So we're going to just imagine that you know where your aura is, the 3rd layer of your aura. And the worry circle extends around your root chakra like a big hula hoop. So we're going to pull that circle in from the 3rd layer. And this is where you have a hard time. You don't feel safe stepping into your power. So we're going to clear that. Excellent. Okay, good. And all of this whole system, everything we're doing here is outlined in my book, Access Your Ultimate Power, The Blueprint to Infinite Intelligence, available on Amazon. So then I suggest getting that book so it's just easier to follow along. So next, we're going to bring Pure Source down through our creative rings. You have between 3 and 55 now, stacked above our heads. So as we're bringing Pure Source down through these rings that hold your dreams and your desires for adventure, put those desires up in these rings. And then when Pure Source comes down through these rings, it recalibrates this at your highest and best interests. And then right at the crown, you're giving yourself permission to access all of your dreams and desires. So it's coming in through the crown, 6th chakra. So it's coming down through the central core, stopping right at our 6th chakra. And we're going to clear some of those limiting and lack mindsets that are making us afraid to take our next step as into our spirit of adventure. So right at that 6th chakra, we're going to pull in those beliefs that make us feel powerless. There's a lot of that going on the planet right now, right? There's powers that be that want to occupy our power with their control. So this is how we clear their energy out of our energy field. So now as we're bringing Pure Source down through the central core, down through our 6th chakra and down through our throat, down into our heart where it's stopping, we're going to go out to the 15th layer. This is where the 1%, wants to hold down our infinite intelligence, that part of us that just knows. All the things that they don't want us to know. They don't want us to ever know how powerful we are, because then they are SOL. They are out of commission. And then we will realize that we have way more power than you can ever even imagine, including over this influence on the planet that has this grip on humanity. And it's making people feel completely powerless. And like, you just look around and you see everybody struggling and suffering, and you think that's just the way it is. So that's a big lie. That's a big lie. And so by coming here every week and running your energy on a daily basis, this is how we clear this energy out of our energy field. So right at the heart, still out to that 3rd layer, there's still some energy. So let's see what this is. It's a control being. This is one of the entities that they use to control humanity. So we're going to put a black flame right in the core of our heart chakra. And we're going to just turn that flame up, and we're going to start transmuting, dissolving this energy that's keeping this influence down. So, you might think, well, I don't know how to do this. This is too hard. So simple. It's only in your mind. That's what they want you to think. It's too hard to clear. I don't know what I'm doing. You do know what you're doing. And so when you come here every week, it's going to be a validation that you know what you're doing. You know how to do this stuff. And I'm just helping you remember what you already know. All right, so we are clearing that control being right in the core of your heart chakra. Okay, good. So now as we bring this Pure Source down through the heart, solar plexus, where it's stopping. So this is that energy that says, I'm powerless. I don't know what to do. I can't do this. I can't do that. I don't have money. I don't have this opportunity. You just think about all the things you don't have. And so those are all beliefs. right? It's not about the money. It's about the frequency. The money that you desire, the opportunities, rich resources, prosperity, and abundance is all at a frequency. It's not how hard you work. It's not who you know. It's not where you go. It's not any of those things. It all relates to a frequency. And so right at the solar plexus, out to the third layer, if you've been feeling tired and stuck, that's what this energy here is, right at your solar plexus. So we're going to pull this energy into the core, and we're just going to drop it down the grounding. And we're going to use a black flame here. There's a fear entity right there, making you afraid to take a next step, making you feel stuck, tired, unmotivated, like you just don't know what to do. So that's this energy right here at the solar plexus. So let's transmute it with a black flame. Super simple. All right, because I'm watching in the background to make sure it actually happens. Okay. So now as we bring pure source down through the solar plexus, there we go. Second chakra, spilling down the root. Now we're going to mix these two energies together, the earth energy coming up through the legs, pure source coming down the backside. We mix that together. We bring it up the front, real close to the spine, up through the second, where it's stopping, right in that lower belly. It goes out to the 15th layer. The 15th layer, as you know, is where the 1% energy that's oppressing the people on the planet, where they hang out. They want to create through your second chakra. And what do they want to create? They want to create their diet. What do they feed on every single day? Your anger, your worry, your fear, your uncertainty, your doubts. They love all that stuff. And so they just keep stirring the pot, making you angry and upset and worried, and then they're happy. So let's use right here in the second chakra, we're going to pull their energy in from the 15th layer. Just pretend you know where that is. We're pulling that all the way into the second chakra, into the core. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Some judgment there. 3, 2. So right at the second layer, there's some fear. Fear of the unknown. Fear of dying. Some of you have a fear of dying, and they are using that to their full advantage, full financial advantage. If you know how many billions these pharmaceuticals have made this year, it's absolutely nauseating. Won't go there. But anyway, pulling in this 15%, I mean this energy of the 1% from the 15th layer, right at your second chakra. And also dumping all that fear and anger and rage, because it's infuriating, you know, for those of you who are awake and know what's really going on. It's very frustrating and infuriating. But that's, we don't want to be feeding the beast. It's kind of this little bit of an oxymoron. You know, we feel angry, but if we're not using that anger to actually do something, then it's just stirring around in our energy field, wreaking havoc on our nervous system, creating divisions because now we, you know, said something we didn't mean to say to somebody and somebody. So we're dropping all the excess anger, all the anger we don't need that's not being used to actually get something done. So we're just going to drop all that excess anger down the grounding. Okay, great. Okay, good. So now we're going to mix these two energies together, earth, and we're coming up the front, right? So through the second and the third, where it's stopping again, more of that tired, stuck energy that's preventing you from accessing your spirit of adventure, and more fears. There's a fear of not being able to do enough. Like you think that maybe you won't be able to do enough to make enough money to do your adventure. So again, that's backwards. When you reach the frequency that you need to reach, then you're going to be resonating with the money that you're trying to create to do your adventure. So as we're pulling in this energy, right at the solar plexus, there's another control being in here in the front of your solar plexus. So let's use that black flame again. And we are just going to turn that black flame on right in our solar plexus, transmuting this fear entity. Whew, that was a big one. Okay, good job. Hang on. Okay, I don't want to give too much away here. All right. So as the energy is coming up through the solar plexus now into the heart, good, throat, sixth chakra, great, crown, rings, all of your rings. You might have even more now. And then we're going to let that cascade down through all the layers of our aura, paying special attention to the third layer where there's more of that effort, more of that stuckness, more of that energy that makes everything kind of hard. You have to push, chase, force to make things happen. We want to activate our magnetic energy so that things happen effortlessly as we just keep leaning into the fog. And then that next step magically appears. Then let's jump out to the 15th layer. We're going to start at the bottom, lifting this energy up, 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 up. Whew, okay, great. And then the same with the 30th layer. We're going to start at the bottom, lifting this energy of the reptilians up and out of this layer of our aura, sending them off planet where they belong. And okay, the rest of the aura is clear. Now we're going to clear the circle of reciprocity. Starts at the heart, comes out our right arm. This is the energy that implements, that gets things done, that will help you take that next step into your spirit of adventure. So the heart, throat, sixth crown, all your rings, all of that energy actually comes out that right arm simultaneously. And okay. And then if you put your hands together like this, then the energy can flow through the right hand into your left hand, where you're going to receive energetically. It happens energetically first. You're going to receive and allow yourself to receive and be vulnerable, because that's where the receiving happens. So we're bringing this receiving energy up the left arm. It's coming up to the elbow and kind of stops there. So this is where you take control and charge of what you receive. So it's not about other people not giving to you. It's about you allowing yourself to receive. So there, as we bring that energy through the shoulder and then down through the front and back of the heart, out the right arm, in the left. So that's the circle. But simultaneously through the throat. So you can ask for what you need and say what you prefer. Sometimes we don't even know what we want to do, right? Like maybe you're having a hard time thinking, well, what would I want to do? Even if you're asking your muse, if you ask, what would I prefer? Or what would your muse prefer? It kind of can help you just lean a little bit more in the direction of, yeah, maybe that's what I want to do, just a little bit more than not. So leaning into your preferences is also very helpful. Simultaneously through the sixth chakra and through the crown and through all of your rings. Excellent. Let's measure a few of these things again. So your creative energy, that was one other thing we're going to do, is we are going to ground, this is before we check anything, we're going to ground our creative channels. And so for women, if you want to rub your hands together and place a hand on each of your ovaries. So your ovaries act like kind of like sponges, and they collect a lot of energy. And so if you imagine each of those ovaries are attached by a Y, and then that goes into your grounding, this is how you drain your creative channels and your ovaries, so that, because this is all part of the creative space, right? And so for men, that would be in your prostate and testicles. So if you want to just imagine, or however you want to do, if you want to rub your hands together, and it's up to you. At any rate, we are grounding our creative channels so that we can ground out other people that are trying to create through us. You ever have someone that wants something from you, or they want you to help them with something, but you're really basically doing it for them? Sometimes people climb into our space and try to create through us. Maybe we have a boss that does, like, we have a lot of things that we do for them. At any rate, clear that. Okay, so let's measure our creative energy now. It's at 100%. Great. And then a couple other things we were going to measure was make sure our second chakra is at 100%. Yes, that's clear and flowing. Let's see about fear. That was one of the first ones. There's only 15% left, but we want to get all of it. We don't want any fear. So let's see where the last little bit of fear is. In the root, all the way out to the 25th layer. That's where the fear entities hang out. So that would make sense. So let's pull in this fear at the root. It doesn't allow us to feel safe to take that next step. And yes, Danya, thank you for the reminder. We will measure our amusement as well. It's what amuse meant when you check in with your muse. Okay, dumping all that fear down the grounding. Still 15%, so hang on. Let's see. Okay, there's a fear entity in there. We'll use the black flame right at the base of your spine, right in that root chakra. We're just going to turn that up and clear that fear entity in there. Excellent. So now fear is at 0. And last but not least, well, there's 2 more things. We're going to make sure your heart's 100% open, and we're going to check amusement. Amusement's at 100%. Yay. Let's see how open your heart is. 100%. That's awesome. So I want you to kind of take a body scan of yourself. Just kind of tap in and notice how you're feeling now compared to when we started, and put it in the chat. I'd love to hear some of these things, because, you know, there's a lot of people that are new here. They don't know what we're doing. They think, I don't know, this is hokey pokey, whatever. This is real stuff. So we're actually changing the frequency with people all around the world in present time. And there's real results. People start to feel different, maybe calmer, maybe not so nervous, maybe more hopeful, maybe more energy, maybe all the colors seem a little brighter. Let's see what you guys have to say. Oh, Naka, great. So just checking to see any comments about today. um, hey, Debbie, good to have you here. Natalie, Lynn, Goldie, Richard, Joanne. There's so many people here. So great. Let's see. No anxiety is gone. Okay, great. Thank you for sharing that. That's excellent. So this is real stuff. And Cindy, no longer feel pit in my stomach. She feels lighter. Excellent. Babs or Bubs was crying, tears of release. Yes, it's a lot. We're dealing with a lot here, and so I appreciate your vulnerability in saying that. Lisa Ann says, feeling calmer, settled, happy, actually excited. What I needed. Perfect. Danya, my solar plexus feels more relaxed in terms of the tone of my skin and muscles. Excellent. And let's see if there's anything else. Better flow, more relaxed. Excellent. And so also, thank you for the reminder, Roma, to please share this with your friends and family and anybody that's feeling anxious or maybe they need some amusement in their life and they're struggling, that this is a great place to come to get clear, and because this is real stuff we're doing here. So please share this, click subscribe, make sure to click the bell notifications. Even if you're subscribed, it may not notify you, and get reminders and all that great stuff so that more people know about what we're doing here. It's this really powerful work. So now that what you've been, and Oliver is feeling much lighter. Great. So thank you for helping us to remember. You're so welcome. And so now this is the debut of my tiny home. I just want to share a little story about how I ended up here. So when COVID hit last year, more than a year ago, I was beginning to travel the world. I had sold everything. I had been born and raised in California, in Marin County. I lived there my whole life. And then it just doesn't feel like what it used to be, a lot of energetically, I still have my favorite hike, the Cataract Trail. You'll see pictures of that from time to time, but the energy in Marin County, just very dense, not happy. And so I decided I need to get out of Marin. So I headed north to Sonoma and moved up there. The first time I'd ever moved out of Marin County, and I was there for a year. When it was time to make the jump and make the leap to getting out of everywhere, within 21 days of my decision, I was on a plane to Peru to do a retreat there with a dear friend. And I ended up being there for 3 months. And this began my journey of starting to travel. I've been to Bali. I've been to Australia a couple times. And this is just since recently, I've been to Egypt. Ended up in London, where I was going to be visiting Roma, who has since become a very, very dear friend, and my assistant. Ended up being there for 3 months. So that was, and I had a bunch of plans to go and travel to Scotland and Europe, and it all came to a halt. My spirit of adventure and my love for travel didn't end. I still wanted to travel and keep going. So I decided to purchase a van. I got a Ford 250 Transit, a new van. It was a cargo van. It had passenger seats, took those out, and then I started remodeling. Now, first I thought, I could do this. I'll do this on my own. And I started to build some things. I'm going to show you what I built. And when I do the unveiling here. So and then I quickly realized I can't do this on my own. I need to hire help. And so I did. I hired an expert, Raman Dalrymple, who did all the custom work on this van. So without further ado, let's see what else I want to tell you before I get started, though. I'm just going to show you. Okay. So this is going to be kind of like Transformer. I'm going to put this here. Do I put this here? Or do I put this here? Where do I put this? Okay, I'm going to put it here so you can see. Now you can see this cool thing I have here. Let me put this seat outside. And so this is a backdrop that I'd saved, and we have it's attached up here by a little cable. I'll show you that. And so this is what I used to use for presentations. Ready? Okay, so here is my tiny home. And then when this is when I'm traveling, this just goes here on my bed, tucked away. So here's my tiny home. So first of all, there's outside. You walk in, you see this lovely Buddha statue. This is the curtain that divides the cab. And then full-length mirror, cabinets. And for those of you who wonder about things like, okay, so there's my bed, who wonder about things like, where does she go to the bathroom? That's always the first question, right? So this is my compostable toilet right there. And then another big question is, how do you take a shower? So you get a membership at a gym. That's one thing. And you visit friends. And then you also, this is what I do. I have a 30-gallon freshwater tank in the back. And I can take a shower with this. Wash my hair with this, heat the water in here, and just sponge off with that. So that's what I do in between, like real showers. So and then I have these lights up here, which I think are very cool. Are actually, there's a solar thing behind this cabinet that sits in the sun, charging lights all day. So I have 2 solar panels up on top that are for lights. So we have also those lights. Hang on. There's a fan up there. Sorry. How are we doing this? Okay, so these are the lights. And then those little lights up there have 3 different brightnesses. And then over here, we also have something that's very amusing and fun. Hang on. Is this. Look at that. So we have lots of amusement in there. So I'm excited. I'm really excited about this. It took a long time, but I followed my muse. I followed my inner need to keep traveling, keep exploring in it, because I love an adventure. Well, I'm curious about, let me get my glasses here. Hang on. Curious if you have any questions about my tiny home. I guess maybe I should show you my garage as well, which has my massage table and my bike. And let's see, you guys have any questions about my tiny van? Okay, so here's the other thing I was going to show you. So these little boxes down here, this box, and then I'm sitting on a box. These 2 boxes are what I first created. It hides a multitude of sins in there. And it's a great little storage box. So those are the first 2 things that I built. and I bought a saw and drills, and I'd never cut wood before. And I made these 2 boxes, so that was a lot of fun. So let's see what other questions you guys have. And no questions about my tiny home. Okay, while you're thinking of some, so I have a 30-gallon freshwater tank. I also have a 15-gallon gray tank that holds all of the water from there. And then I'll just show you real quickly my garage. So hang on. We're going to come outside here, and I'm going to show you my garage, which holds all the stuff that's under the bed. So here I have my massage table under there. Can you see that? That's my massage table. And then this is all the stuff for the massage table. I have a 30-gallon tank in there and a toolbox. And then this is luggage. And then I have my bike. And I have batteries back there. And also, I didn't show you my refrigerator. I have a really cool refrigerator as well inside. So that's my van, my tiny home. So here is, last but not least, my refrigerator right here. So keeps things nice and cold. That's my refrigerator. So there we go. That's it in a nutshell. So when you see me posting from now on, I could be in my van. Yes, just traveling around the U.S. for now. I don't think I'm not real fond of driving to Mexico. I had a bad experience there where everything was stolen, so I don't feel safe going there by myself. Terry, that's amazing. Thank you for clearing. I feel light and euphoric again. Great. All right. Thank you, Jackie. I love my tiny home too. It's awesome. So we're not asking specific questions today, but the lungs is a lot about the heart energy. So that opening the heart is an important part of accessing our muse and our spirit of adventure. So everyone, I hope you all enjoy a beautiful weekend, and keep asking my favorite question, which is how. I wonder, how does it get any better than this? And stay in that blissful question of I wonder. And join us for the next 21 days where we're going to be every day doing the work that we just did every single day. If you really want to take a quantum leap, make your breakthrough, join us. And let's see, I'll put that back up again for you guys. And let's see, the 21 day. Hang on. Can't find it. Where is it? Well, Roman, maybe you can post that again, because it's hiding. Nope. It's not it. Print. Okay, that's it. Nope. There it is. Ta-da. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share with you. So, yes, go off and enjoy a great weekend, and we'll meet you back here on Tuesday to answer your personal specific questions. And stay tuned. I'll let you know where I'm headed next so that maybe I can visit you along the way. All right. Sending so much love. Namaste.